Thank you, Mega. Appreciate you, man. We got video games here. Thanks, man. Appreciate the bits. Ooh, controllers. That stuck out. Here we go. Controllers, huh? Everyone's gonna have a good opinion about this. Here we go. I'm trying to get it to a good size. Supposedly Mixon wants $8 million. That's all he wants is 8 mil? Give it to him. What are you guys doing? Okay. This will be tough. Holy shit. All right. So we got five categories. Let me refresh down detector here. No. Still DC'd. Yeah, so yeah, I have to say N64 controller not good. Just not good. Especially going back to it recently, not good at all. Back in the day, I would have even only said it was C. But the control stick is absolute dog shit. And like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea? To have, like, you need 3 hands. And no game ever used the D-pad. D tier for sure. Let's see. What do we got? As far as like old school controllers, I don't know. Super Nintendo, there's a reason it's recreated with all these cheap ass USB controllers, right? Like 4 face buttons, 2 triggers, shoulder buttons, I guess. They're not triggers. Maybe S tier. N64 was a step forward, but DualShock fixed every issue. DualShock is great. DualShock is a great controller. Let's see, PS1, like the original one. It's like almost Super Nintendo, but just not good. Like D-pad is shit. Like hurt your hands after a while. It did have the handles, which was nice. And 64's triple shock. So it did pioneer like, oh man, it did pioneer like rumble and shit. Are we? I don't know. Are we gonna count stuff like that? I don't know, man. You know what else is D? I might get some hate. I don't know. Joy-Cons are D. Joy-Cons suck fucking ass. Cordy tried to punch me in the vajayjay. Oh no, Jimmy, no! Don't do it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Joy-Cons are shit. But Switch Pro Controller is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Actually, I'm probably A. It's tough. That's the tough one. Where is... Yeah, because that's S. DualShock 4 is S. Where's the third shocker go? Let's put memory card in the goddamn controller. Yeah, who the fuck thought that was good? Pro controllers are good. It's very comfortable. You wouldn't think that the shape works, but it really does. Gotta put GameCube in S2. No. I mean, it's pretty good. But like so the idea of having all the face buttons be different sizes is good, because even when you weren't familiar with it, you knew exactly what you were pushing. But C-Stick is a dumbass idea. Like, you fucked up on the N64 by putting C button, so like, oh, that's gonna be good for a camera. And then when the Xbox came out and they're like, oh, cool, we have 2 analog sticks, Nintendo was like, nah, we don't. We're gonna keep fucking up and do a C-Stick. Why? Terrible. You never touched a GameCube controller? How was that? What? Dreamcast number 1? Butt up controllers are not number 1, but I love that VMU. See, I always thought the Dreamcast was cool, but why is the wire on the bottom of the controller? Who the fuck did that? It might be D. Dreamcast controller belongs in a different category. Texas Instruments calculator ass bullshit. C-stick is an analog stick. It's just bright yellow. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It like doesn't move like an analog stick does. What's the deal with the wire? Wire placement bumps Dreamcast down to B at least. It's, I don't know, man. And the analog stick on it was weird too. I don't know, it just wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. So let's see. Best description of Dreamcast controller, C. Okay, you think Dreamcast C? It's pretty bad. Pretty bad, man. Wii worst interface ever. So it worked really well. It didn't work really well. It worked well. But yeah, you're right. Not good. Why do I need two separate things? And then they continued that bullshit. Well, not really with the Wii U, because that's just a fucking tablet. But with the Joy-Cons, like, bullshit. I don't need two separate pieces. Like, if I want two separate pieces, I'll get a fucking mouse and a keyboard. And it wasn't even, I don't know, it was so misnamed, like, sensor, it's just infrared. So it works well in all situations, I'll give them that, but, like, come on, Nintendo, what are you doing? The damn nunchuck. We worked great, it was just the most bizarre idea. Kind of like two separate pieces. Wish the Joy-Con wasn't so shitty, like the Wii Chuck. I didn't like it, man. I don't know. This wasn't great. Server's back on. Oh yeah, it looks like someone just signed in. Ah yes. Now I have to reinstall because I thought that was my issue. I mean, that won't take me long. Well, we'll finish this real quick here. So, all right, this is PS2. So PS2 is pretty good. PS2 not bad at all. DualShock 4, like, I wouldn't put all of them in S tier. I got the original controller without the analog in B, but DualShock 4 S. PS3 controller is not so great. I just thought it was a downgrade from PS2, which I thought was like fine. It was serviceable. Go to the store, be right back. All right, man. See you in a bit. I think Joy-Con is a good idea, mostly because you can attach it to the console. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's nice for that, but everything is so small and like cramped. The buttons are tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. They're like, I don't know. I don't even have anything that's that small to compare it with. DualShock 2 felt weird, like oddly cheap. It was like fine. I think we were starting to get to premium controllers, so I don't know. Why aren't there any PS2 steering wheels? I don't know, they would be S tier. I have tiny hands and it feels so small. They hurt my fingers. My thumbs hurt if I play with Joy-Cons. That's why I got this Pro controller. This was a lifesaver. They're great. Let's see. So going with that, Xbox. So the Duke is awful. Like, what a fucking terrible idea. You looked at the Dreamcast controller and you thought, let's make it twice as big. Bullshit. You fucked up bad. They made the S controller, which was fine. And then honestly, I think they did keep improving. The 360 was great. Until like these came out, right? And then the Xbox One was just like a minor improvement over that. So, I mean, they're fine. They're perfectly fine. If the DualShock 4 never existed, like this would be up here. Like Medal of Honor and a steering wheel is peak gaming for sure, for sure. Xbox One has Bluetooth. PS4 does as well. Yeah, they have Bluetooth. So this is the PS1 DualShock. They belong together. I don't know. I'd probably move this down. NES. If none of these others ever existed, like it gets points just for being it. Like, what did you have before it? It was, I don't know. See, the problem with PS1 DualShock, they're the same. PS1 and PS2 DualShock are the exact same. This had pressure sensitive buttons, the DualShock 2 did, but Other than pressure sensitivity, they're the same. I guess 1 and 2 are same, in my opinion. Yeah. Where's the awesome Coleco television phone controllers? Yeah, see, that's the shit you had before the NES. So this is fine. This is definitely fine. Why'd you put PS4 in S tier? It's so good. It's so comfy. So comfy. SNES controller cramps my hand up so quick. Yeah. I mean, it does now for me too. I have a USB like mock SNES controller, and it's pretty good. It's like a little beefier. I think it was just so iconic that it belongs up here, irregardless. Irregardless, that's not a word. Regardless. And the power glove. Zeitgeist, thank you. Thank you for the bits. And then, honestly, I was never really a Sega kid growing up. I loved the Genesis. I've always thought it was fucking cool. I thought they were a little bigger than they needed to be. But if this was the 6-button version, it'd be A. But I would say B. I would say B for the 3-button Genesis. And then Sega Saturn is just a 6-button. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, they're not as good as these though. So move them all down one. Fuck the Genesis controller. Yeah. 6-button one was microscopic. Was it really? I thought they were the same. They just added more on the face. I know that the 6 buttons, like the X, Y, and Z, were smaller buttons altogether. I don't know. This is kind of how I see it. This is how I see it here. This is what I got. Love the Genesis controller. It's okay. It's okay. You can Atari with the Genesis. You can, I don't know. 3-button one was a goddamn sewer lid with more sewer lids as buttons. Emily wants to take Aurora on a second walk, so I guess we do that. Okay. I think everything is like back up now. Yeah. Shit, Jimmy. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the bits.
That's just like your opinion, man.
What's the all-time worst? Oh, the all-time worst out of these. So if we're picking from these 4, the all-time worst. Man, it's hard to ignore how bad the N64 controller was. Like, it's really hard to ignore that. If it wasn't so shit, games like GoldenEye would be playable again today. But it's just not. I'm gonna go with that. Like, the Xbox controller is huge, but it's fine. Like, at least they fixed it with the S version. N64, they never made another version. They just fucked up all around with that. I'll say N64 controller, worst controller. Worst. It's just like your opinion, man. I loved N64, but what the fuck was that? I wish I knew. I thought it was super fucking cool when I first got it because it was so unique, but I don't know. It's not good. I have to be honest, it's not good. GoldenEye is super low-res game too. I think that's more of a detriment than the controller. Yeah, it's hard to go back and play those games. Like, PS1 games, I have an easier time going back to because they're a little bit higher resolution. N64 games are just fucking puke all over your screen. Like, holy shit, they're hard to look at, man. All right, let's see. Hope you enjoyed my time doing that god-awful tier list. Thank you.